what? Keyword. You declare function in JavaScript using the function keyword. Please, can you guys hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. We are with you.
All right.
We
Using
can
the
hear you. I can hear you, sir.
all right, using the function keyword. So let's go to our JavaScript. Now let me first of all declare my first function. Let's say my function, this is the function keyword. I'm writing a function to add to number. The function name is to add to number. Then the next thing is the statement that I want my function to execute. Let's say inside this function I said let a equals to 50. Then it's still inside this function I said let b equals to 60. So the function and I say results equals to a plus what plus b. All right, now what some people does is then you have to return something. I have to return what? Results. I have to return results. Okay, that was how the interpreter will tell me, oh, we know that this is what I want to what I want to print out, so I'll return what? Results. So what you should be expecting when this function is called or when this function is triggered, it should give you the addition of this number and this what? This number. Now let's say how we normally do it, we normally use console.log first, Abby. Then we'll now begin to see how it can appear on our browser. All right, please, when you are doing JavaScript, don't always let your focus be on browser, because you get frustrated. Start with console, understand the logic of console, then begin to bring it to your browser. So presently now I don't have anything here. Let me call it h1 functional words programming with JavaScript. Functional programming with what? JavaScript. If I save it, you see it on top there. Now I have declared a function there. If I inspect my cursor, you will see the results. You won't see anything on my cursor. Why are you not seeing anything on my cursor? Because yes, I return a function. I return my result variable, which is giving me the addition of this, but I did not call my cursor. I did not call the function. So if I want this thing to work, I'll say console dot log. Then I will call the function name. The function name is what? Add. This is how you call a function. Are you seeing what we're having here now? Addition of this number and this number is actually 1 was 0. That's what you're seeing there. Are we good? So now this is fundamental way of doing a function. Now this function, the responsibility of this function is actually to add what? To hard-coded number. When I mean hard-coded number, you forcefully declare the value of a, and you also forcefully declare the value of what? Of b. It is better in programming for you to allow the user to enter their value by themselves. So how do you do that in JavaScript? Instead of me to say let a be this, I can also say okay, let a be this. But this time around, I'm going to use JavaScript syntax. I have to first of all convert this into integer. JavaScript use pass int. Then I will now use what? Prompt. All right, this prompt will prompt user to enter their value. Enter your value. Enter your what? Your value. That person, please, hope you can see hear me. Oh. That person that is going and coming, well done. Oh. Then you can see that immediately I save, you're asking me to enter a value. Then I'm going to say also say pass. This one I'm going to say pass int again. Then I'm calling my prompt. So I'm going to say enter value what? Value second. Let's say second so that you see the difference. So are you seeing what I'm having here? Uh, enter this value. So I use JavaScript to handle it. If I refresh this program again, enter value. Let's say I enter this. enter value second. Let's say I enter this and I said okay. What are you seeing? Addition of those numbers that give me this. If you doubt me, put smaller number 20. Then I said okay, put another number 10. So I said okay. So addition of that will give you what? 30. Are you there? Addition of that will give you what? 30. Now the question is, Mr. Emmanuel, why are you using pass? Now if I run this program and I put a value like 4.5, 4.7, let's say 4.7, I said okay. Then I said 6.999. Now JavaScript, I said 4.5 and 6.999. Do you see what JavaScript is bringing? JavaScript is just returning only the integer value. If it was Python, Python will just give you slap. All right. So JavaScript will just bring out the integer value for you. But you see, notice that it has truncated the decimal point. All right. So to avoid that, you got to make this one to be password. Float. We also have pass float. Yep. You got to make it pass float. The same thing will be applicable to the other one. So make this one also pass float. So that will convert it for you. Pass float. So even if I do the same thing I did earlier, let's say I said 4.777, then and I said 6.003, I'll get my results. You can see that I get with the decimal word points. So that's the difference between pass int and password float. We also have pass string. But why am I even using pass? I'm passing the prompt inside that. The reason is because the prompt on its own is a built-in method in JavaScript. Okay, requesting for user to enter their value, enter something. All right, so that is it, and it only accepts it only accepts a string. So it is very good to, since you are using number, you have to tell the method that this is number that you want to make use of. Please, any question? Please, any question? Hello?
Sir, no question for now.
Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. Now let's move forward for other concept. Before I continue, let me show you how to. You can show this thing on your browser, right? Can you show your result on your browser, or I should continue with my class? Can you show your result on your browser, Monachi? Huh?
No, sir.
Okay, so if you want to show this on your browser, you have to get an element. I always told you guys that it is HTML that appear on your browser. You get an element, so you give this element an ID of, let's say I gave it an ID of what? An ID of show. All right, I want it to appear, I want my result to appear in there, in here. So inside my JavaScript, how can I say the document dot get element by ID, sorry, document dot get element by ID. So what's the ID name? The ID name is what? Is show. Okay. Dot, sorry, my bad, dot inner HTML. What am I showing? I'm showing the function. What's my function name? My function name is add. All right, if I trigger this now, let me stop this, refresh. So if I say this, I say something else again here. Enter your value. What's this? Enter this in. Enter your value. I enter this. You see my result is appearing here now on my browser. Okay, so the result I entered there is what is showing on your browser. So please don't mentor, which they also call jQuery. Do not forget those methods. They are very essential to interact your browser with your JavaScript. Very if you want to scale through JavaScript, you must understand DOM. Now, going forward, let's look at, please, I would like to comment this one now because it's going to be prompting on my screen, which I may not like. Okay, so I just chip in this. So what I will do, I will just duplicate it so that you're going to have access to the code. I'll comment this one out, then I'll delete. You can see it will just be coming up like that, and it's not good enough. So I think I'll be in a very, very good shape now. Okay.
Hello, sir. Sir, sorry. Sorry, I was in the last class. If you want to comment, if you want to convert a statement to a comment, how do you do that?
You use forward slash, two forward slash in front of the statement.
Okay.
But there's a short code for it in Visual Studio Code. In Visual Studio Code, you make sure your cursor is at the front of the statement. You now press Control forward slash, Control plus forward slash. That will do that for you. All right, let's continue. But now the next topic I want to look at is I want to look at a function with a parameter. A function with a parameter. Now, mind you, functions, this kind of function that I'm teaching you guys, they are the old functions of JavaScript. We have other new functions. You will hear it possibly when I enter React. There are things like when I get to advance, a little advance of your vanilla JavaScript class, I will use them. We have something like arrow function. We have something like a callback function. We have something like a callback arrow function. We have something like a callback your normal function. So, but arrow function is the latest. Okay, arrow function is the what is the latest. Let's continue. Now, when a function is having a parameter is like a placeholder. What I say is like a placeholder. Let's say we said if you declare a function, you call your function keyword. The next thing is your function what? Your function name. Your function keyword, your function name, right? Then let's say you remember the first one I declared, I didn't pass any. Let's say we have para1 inside here. Then you also have para what? Para2 inside here. Now, this thing that you are seeing is what we call what? Parameter. So a parameter is like a placeholder in a function. A placeholder. What do we mean by a placeholder? A placeholder is just like a label. And a label always identifies something. Am I communicating? A label always identifies something. It means that in a function, when you give it a label, you have to identify that label to something. Otherwise, your function will give you slap to not work. It will flag error. Okay, that's it. To flag error. So now, how do we go about that? Let's say this is just a syntax. Okay, let me give you. This is just a syntax, so that somebody will not say he didn't get it. So parameter function. The first parameter function I want to declare. I want to declare a parameter function to say hello. When it said hello, or let's say you're going to say hello world, hello Felix, hello Monachi. Declare your function, hold function with your function keyword. Let's say the name of the function is to write. The function should write. So what's the function writing? The function want to write somebody's name. I don't know the person. The function want to write somebody's name. So I have something like this. That function want to write what? Somebody's what? Name. Then let's say inside this function, okay, let me use a cursor log to trigger something for you before I will now do something else. Let's say inside this function I said let's say, let me use return. Let's say I said return something like this, hello world. All right, then I concatenated name. All right, hello world name. Okay, So when this function is called, it's going to be console.log. What's the function name? The function name is what? Is right. So when I run it, what do you notice I'm having? Hello world undefined. Are you getting it? Now, remember, how did I define it? A function, a parameter is like a placeholder that is looking for something to what? To work with. Now, I didn't provide something for this function to work with. That's why it's telling me that, what is inside the parameter, it is not defined. Okay? So please, you may hear some other